in one of my videos, one of you reached out and was like, now, based on your experience in different countries, where would you say is the best cities? Because it's not just about the country, it's also about the best cities that people can visit in, not visit, but African Americans can move to. Now, this I'm going to base and give you like a perspective of what you can expect from these different countries and why I think these cities made it to the list. Now, I also have to say this was inspired instead of me reacting, but me giving my own thoughts and what I think about these places based on my authentic responses. Number one has to be Nairobi. If you have watched recent vlogs and people visiting Kenya and people traveling, you surely have seen a video of Nairobi where they showcase how beautiful and how the experience is. First of all, if there's a country that you not experience as much inconveniences on things that you are kind of used to in your country, has to be Nairobi. You will get so many options. You get basically almost everything. Like, I'd say Nairobi has done a good job in terms of trying to offer these things that you've been wanting in your country. And I have to say things like deliveries, things like we have consistent electricity. Maybe once in a month or even once in 2 months, you'll have like a blackout that most of the time could not last, yeah? Especially when it comes to electricity and lights, I have to say I put Kenya in such a place, like Nairobi especially, in a very high position when it comes to cities in Africa. Other things that you can expect is to be able to find more affordable places to stay, not the cheapest in terms of affordability compared to other cities that we'll talk about as we continue on in this topic, in this discussion. But Nairobi offers affordable accommodation compared to America. Now, on to number 2. Dar es Salaam. This has to fully be influenced by the number of people, African Americans, that I've seen moving to Tanzania. In that case, Dar es Salaam. If you're looking for a slow paced, and I want to compare Dar es Salaam with Nairobi, Nairobi has more of a speed paced place, but if you're looking for a more chill, more relaxed situation that you want to run away from the rush and the running after many things, the best place for you to go is Dar es Salaam. I would say also Dar es Salaam has more affordable accommodation compared to Nairobi. But also let me say this, it always depends on which side of place that you want to live. My place on accepting that Dar es Salaam has the more affordable accommodation is especially when you're looking on the high-end kind of things. Also, I have to say, based on my experience and also watching content, I have to agree that, and even on my visit, that you find food and like furnishing the places in Dar es Salaam being more affordable compared to Nairobi. So based on your needs, and if you also want to learn Swahili, you want to learn another extra language, then Tanzania is definitely, Dar es Salaam is a place for you to go. Another point that I would give a bonus for Nairobi that I missed out when I was talking about Nairobi has to be you will not experience language barrier per se. Maybe just a little bit, but not compared to other towns. Now, another city that I would advocate for people to move into has to be Accra, Ghana. As you could know by now, Accra is famously known for being the town that African Americans come back to. This is because this town has been put in a way that it accommodates and accepts, and there's also a lot of African Americans. So you will feel a community that accepts you and who you are. Can you also talk about the weather? If you want something that is warm, I feel like Ghana is the perfect place to go to. If you're coming to East Africa, it's more on the chilled, but some people actually prefer the East African weather and some do prefer the West African weather. My advice in that way would be giving a visit before you finally decide on the move. Another city to recommend for you to visit has to be Joburg. This is South Africa because South Africa is amazing, it's beautiful. And in Joburg, and that was the reason I will say Joburg and not Cape Town, I feel like Cape Town has this sort of loud segregation, but I feel Joburg is more of us and you're able to have a community of people like you. And of course, you'll experience a little blackout here and there. And I've had concerns in relation to do with safety, but I also had that it's actually pretty safe. You just need to know what to expect and what not to expect. In terms of cost of living, it is also more affordable compared to other towns here in Africa. Another town that I would advise people, African Americans, to move to has to be Addis Ababa. If you're looking to actually grow in terms of understanding other cultures, experiencing something completely different, and just a whole new experience, Addis Ababa is your place to go. Well, you might experience a few inconveniences here and there, like the things you could have been used to. For example, a big one would be like a million choices when you go doing your shopping, but it doesn't mean that it's not a place that you cannot move to. The culture there is so amazing that you will appreciate going. And if another town in relation to Ethiopia has to be Shashamane, for those people that want to have like, you know, the Rastai kind of vibe and feel, because as I'm talking about the move of African Americans, it could also include diasporans and as well as the Caribbeans. So Addis Ababa is a good way to be your landing point if you're looking into moving into Africa. Well, of course, Addis Ababa had to be on the list because I also moved into Addis Ababa and it was amazing. You will meet other African Americans that are coming to visit. The good thing about Ethiopia as a country is it holds a lot of history for us, because that's where humanity began. Of course, in this list, I cannot fail to talk about my town called Mombasa. Now, Mombasa is such a beautiful city, yeah? In terms of if you're looking to experience Kenya, but in a more chilled vibe and in a tropical experience, Mombasa has it. In Mombasa, life is a little bit slow. People are more kind. People are more hospitable. Affordability in terms of cost of living is more affordable in terms of cost of living, and you actually end up being a tourist. You can actually decide to live a touristy life every day, but I know, yeah, you want somewhere you can adapt and stuff like this. But I also have to say the weather there is more tropical or like warm, on the warm side. Yeah, but definitely Mombasa has to be on the list. If you're looking to visit to a city that is chilled, you know, like you're tired of so many people, you just want some calmness, you just want to meditate, you just want to have your own space, I would highly recommend you move to Windhoek. This is Windhoek, Namibia, because Windhoek, there's such convenience of so many things, but as well as it's a town that has very few people, and it's famously also known to be like a ghost town. This is because, for example, a perfect example has to be like on a Sunday on the street, you don't see nobody completely, like you'll be the only one. And if you're looking to come into a situation where you are in a, you know, chilled, less populated kind of space, Windhoek is definitely a good place for you. Then there's still a lot to explore in terms of even businesses, or even in terms of development, in terms of what you can also do, and therefore Namibia has to be on the list. And all these countries that I've talked about, the one thing you should not worry about is the internet. We have very good internet in Africa. Now, the next city that I have to talk about has to be Kigali, Rwanda. First of all, can we appreciate that it's also visa free for everyone, so you're able to come and visit and decide, is this the place for you to move? If you move to Kigali, it's really clean, it's very green, it's hilly, the views, like from your house, you just enjoy beautiful views from your house, and that can be relaxing, that can be calming. And accommodation is also very affordable compared to other towns, and there's convenience. Be comfortable with using border that are advanced in that way, like the safety is on point, you know, and therefore Kigali had to make it to the list. My last recommended town has to be Kampala. Are you looking for some level of, let's not say chaos, but like some level of things happening? Kampala is a town that will push your buttons in terms of, it's a good town, it's a good city to move to. First of all, in terms of accommodation, it will be more affordable. Cost of living will be more affordable compared to even towns like cities like Nairobi and Joburg. And you will experience the authenticity, that's the word I was looking for. You will experience the authenticity of Africans if you go to Kampala. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you agree with these towns, and which did make to the list and you think, I don't think this is ideal. And then also let me know which did not make it to the list that you think, actually, Damaris, you missed out on this city. I'll be glad to hear. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm welcoming all African Americans to Africa. If you ever say you don't have a friend, maybe you can tag me and then you'll be good to go. Okay, subscribe to this channel, hit the like button, and I will see you on the next one.